Hi there, thanks for joining us here at RunDiffusion. Today I'm going to talk to you about high resolution images for print. Now, we've developed a nice little template to help you make those images. So to start us off, we're at www.rundiffusion.com. And from here, you just want to click up here in the top right to log in. And logging in is going to bring you to either the open source application platform or to the RunDiffusion Runnit platform. If you've logged in the past on the other platform, it might load that first just out of prioritization. So go ahead and click on Home to bring you to the main RunDiffusion screen, okay? This is the main Runnit platform. And that's app.rundiffusion.com/runnit/home. Okay, and then from here, you have two options. You can either click on Runnit Boards, which will bring you over to all your different Runnit boards, and from there you're able to select featured templates, or you can do it right here from the home screen. Just scroll down to where it says Boards, and you can click right here or here, or this little side arrow to kind of scroll between other options. So what I would like you to do now, if you're following along, is go ahead and click on High Resolution Images. Click on that. And what that's going to do is going to show you the basic layout. So it's going to show you there's Seadream V4.5 on this, there's Seadream 4.5 Edit, and you can scroll down and see other models that are on here. And if you're satisfied with what looks to be on the model, if it looks like that's something you could use and you'd like to try, you just click over here where it says Create Board. That's going to bring you a pop-up. It's going to give you the option to upload an image, select a pre-made image, or even dive into your library there. If you'd like to change the title, you can here. I like to do mine demo videos when I do videos. And down here, you can change the description to specific to the team that's going to be using it. So you could actually title this, high-res images for Team X or whatever is appropriate for you. And once you're satisfied with those options, you can go ahead and just click right here where it says Create. And what that's going to do is quickly generate your Runnit board for you, get all the tools in place so you don't have to add them manually. When it's finally done creating your board, it should take just a couple seconds. You just click over here and it'll say Access Settings for High Resolution Image Demo Video. So that's who can look at this board. Now, I don't want my whole team to see it, so I'm going to just make it for myself. But perhaps I was collaborating with just one person on a team of a larger team. I could also click on Restricted and make sure to select myself and that teammate. There's also Shared, and Shared allows everybody on the team to see it. So a board that is being used by the entire team, definitely click on Share. But I'll keep mine on private, and then I just click Close to hide that permissions page. From here, we can see our template. And let's go ahead and scroll through this real quick. So on our template today, we have Seadream V4.5. Now this is a good model. It was created by ByteDance. And what it's really nice for is generating 2 to 4K images. We made a little test image over here for you, so you can see an example. It's 4K to text to image. Now, text to image models are interesting because you just type in the prompt and you can click run there and it'll make you an image. So you don't need a starting image. You can just come up with your imagination. And the reason why this is on this tool set is because you can move it all the way up to 4K. Not a lot of models do that and do it well. And a lot of workflows can get you to 4K, but as far as generating the initial image in 4K, not too many models are doing that in the market right now. And Seadream V4.5 is one of them, so we're going to put it here. So you can start off with very high quality, beautiful models. And if this is as far as you need to go in the workflow, you can stop right there and you'll have your image to go. Second, we're going to put on here is Seadream V4.5 Edit. There's 2 different editing models on here. One of them is Seadream 4.5 because, like I said, it can output in 4K. So if you feed it in a 4K image, like the one you made in the tool above, it can keep it 4K. A lot of models, after they go through the image, reduces them back to 1K. And so it's important to have that option if you're going to be dealing with larger files. So that's why we included Seadream V4.5 Edit. It is actually a very nice editing model as well. It is not the best editing model, but it is a very good one. And that it does 4K imagery is beautiful. But sometimes its prompt quality is a little bit less than this next one, which is Nano Banana Pro. Nano Banana Pro is a combination text-to-image and an image edit model. What that means is you could potentially skip the other 2 models and jump right to this one. However, there is a different aesthetic for each model. And while I would lean personally for Seadream 4.5 for photography, I would lean on Nano Banana Pro for things that are more illustrative, abstract, kind of not existing in the real world. You can tell it to make something, and it will make it usually pretty well. The problem with Nano Banana Pro, it's the token cost is a lot higher. So if you're on a team that's running hundreds of images a day, it might be more effective to use 4.5, which is at 87. So I recommend this on the workflow when you need to pull out the big guns. So use those edits at the end, or jobs or images that Seedream was not able to do for you. That's when I would move to Nano Banana Pro. But it's a great model. If you like it off the bat and you don't have a tight token budget, I would just jump right into it because it is a 4K text to image model and a 4K edit model. So even if you created something in Seedream, you can then bring it down to edit it with Nano Banana Pro. And on the reverse of that, if you create something with Nano Banana Pro but need to do just a minor change, you might want to use Seedream version 4.5 edit because it is more cost effective for its edits as well. And they're both good models. But highly specific edits where everything's important, every little detail is important, I'm going to suggest Nano Banana Pro. So there's 3 options right off the bat that deliver 4K to you. Now, you also might have an existing image that needs to be cleaned up. Maybe it's a 1K image, a 2K image, something you took with your cell phone, and you want to use it for your product because you took a picture of your product. It might be advisable to use Seedream v4.5 edit or Nano Banana Pro to edit that image to bring it right up to 4K and stop there. You can just tell it, just when you prompt, just make a beautiful high resolution image of and describe your image. Don't make any structural changes. And it usually can go ahead and upscale your image. And you can just sometimes just say, upscale my image and click enter. And that'll bring you up to 4K, which is a beautiful image and can be used for print right there. You can stop there completely and continue on with your day. But if you want the highest quality, I'm going to recommend after you make your final adjustments, depending on what model you're on, whatever you've accomplished to get it to 4K, let's go ahead and bring it up even further. And that's where I'm going to recommend using Topaz Upscale. Now, this is a true upscaler. It's not doing any generative changes. Now, we have other upscalers on our site that are true upscalers as well. I like Topaz for the price point and also for the quality of outputs. Let me just open this image up. Just to give you an example, this is one that's been upscaled. And I'm going to hit compare here just to show you the difference. So when you look at the small little fibers, look at the luster here, what this does is it just kind of adds a little clarity to it. It's a tiniest bit, but that tiniest bit of clarity that you're seeing on here is actually expounded. I'm going to show you a side-by-side at the end here, and you're going to see how big of a difference it really is to use an upscaler. So I would definitely recommend using an upscaler. This one I used a base image that was 4K. I believe that image was made with Seedream, though I think I added the text with Nano Banana. And so it was a 4K output, and then you saw here we did it at 4 times. Now, we have one other really amazing upscale model, and that is Magnifique Upscaler. Now, the reason why I have 2 upscalers on this here is because I think Topaz Upscaler is a better, just pure, true upscaler. Now, to get more creative outputs, saying that maybe there's a part of your image that's incomplete a little bit, there's a little bit of haziness to it that you're not quite sure what it is, well, Magnifique Upscaler is better at trying to discern what things are and making edits for you. So if you're doing a tree that's a little bit blurry, it might clean that up, and it might also add some leaves there that weren't there previously because it creatively did that. And you can adjust that lever too here. There's a bar here. You can scroll to the right or scroll to the left. And so the higher you put this up, the more creative it's going to be with its changes. So the more you want to put it up here, the more you can change. And you can prompt it here like you would an image model. Just put a prompt there. Now, it won't be as crazy changes as an image model, but it can make some pretty powerful changes. But however, if you just do a small bit of creativity, like a 2 or 3, it can make some really beautiful little changes. Now, I chose 4 for this one, and it still didn't go crazy and just because it's pretty obvious what this image is. But if it was moved back a little bit and it wasn't quite sure, it might adjust where those fibers are going and really make more changes. But you can still see some of the changes it made. And you can see the overlap here of the line. So it did make actual structural changes, but it also made it very pretty. See that? And so that's going to make a difference when you put up to 8K. And so I think creativity, not always a bad thing. It's okay sometimes for the AI to kind of interpolate and give it some freedom to adjust, because it might make your image that's already beautiful that much beautiful, more beautiful. So you can adjust the creativity, HDR, resemblance, fractality. You can do all that here. So the Magnifi's got a lot of options for you. So it's a little bit more complex in that regards. And it can go up to 10K by 10K. So depending on what you start with, you can 246 or 248 or 16 factors to scale it. Now going back to Topaz, just real quick, you can see that there's not as many options here. It's just you upload and get it, and so that's like really convenient. A lot of people don't want all those extra buttons, so I think Topaz Upscale is a really great for just pure 4K to factor. I think this one did ×2 or ×4, and then here's Magnific Upscale. And let me go ahead and load up a program that I have called Krita. And the reason I bring this up is because I just want to show you a little bit difference. Here's our original, right? And now if we click, however, onto the Topaz Upscale, now we can see how small our original really is in that corner there. That's a small original. Next to look how large that is. And it's almost the same. Now, if I just grab the original and stretch that image up or scale it up, using Krita or Adobe, it's gonna look really ugly. It's gonna have lots of artifacts. A lot of things are coming out of place, and it just looks gross. It looks unprofessional, especially if you want to blow up a graphic for your shirt or for a poster to put on a wall. It is always better to use an upscaler if you want something large, and that's going to allow it to look still beautiful even when it's really large. So here's the difference with Topaz and the original, and then we'll go again and we'll show you what Magnifique. Not a lot of difference between these two images, but you can still see there how different is the original to the upscaled version. And granted, that upscaled original there is still 4K image. It's not a little image, and so that's one of the great things about things like Nano Pro and Seedream 4.5. Even there with little image, they can be really great. And if you compare that to the original SD 1.5, which were 512 by 512, or SDXL being just 1K, 4K is pretty impressive. And so that's what I recommend to use for your high resolution images for print. I would definitely upscale them and make them as clean and crisp as possible. And those are the tools that I recommend for people when they want high resolution images. And I want to point out something here. You can always add additional tools here. So say you want to do some more iterations with Juggernaut Lightning, a great model. It's very quick. Starting to become old school. And there's also Flux Lightning as well by Juggernaut that are also a good model. These produce images really quickly and they're pretty affordable. And sometimes it makes more sense to start with models like that for your early concepting before you edit them into 4K and then bring it all up. But I know that not everybody wants to start really small and kind of move their way up. And so that's why I've included this for the initial template. But you can add a tool and put your favorite concepting model, whether it's Flux, Juggernaut, or Nano Banana, the original. There's a lot of different models out there that you can use to just get that base image. And then from there, do a 16-factor upscale or an 8-factor upscale and have a beautiful image ready for print as well. So those are some good options for you. That again is our high-resolution images for print template. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask on the Discord or open a help ticket if it's anything technical, and reach out to me for support. Thank you for using RunDiffusion, and have a good day.